Hi Nana. In this video we will learn about hydrochloric acid. What is hydrochloric acid? Hydrochloric acid is nothing but a solution of hydrogen chloride gas. So when hydrogen chloride gas, that means a solution of hydrogen chloride gas a solution of hydrogen chloride gas in water in water. So that solution is said to be hydrochloric acid. It is commonly called as hydrochloric acid. Okay, right. See, hydrogen chloride gas, it is highly soluble in water. This hydrogen chloride gas is extremely soluble in water. How much? Every 1 milliliter of water, can dissolve 450 milliliters of HCl. Okay, in 1 milliliter. Okay, so this much amount, that much solubility the HCl will be in water. Okay, so here the hydrogen gas which is produced, so in the laboratory we have seen from the flask, which contain concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, here we will get what? There is a delivery tube. So from here what you will get? Moist HCl, and that moisture is removed here in the concentrated sulfuric acid. And from here what do you get? So from this one, from here you will get a dry HCl gas. Okay, so moist HCl gas, okay, and dry HCl gas. See, now when this dry HCl gas, it is allowed into a beaker containing water. Suppose this is delivery tube from which dry HCl gas is coming. Okay. So when this tube is dipped in water, so what happens? So here dry HCl gas is passing. It is coming from this delivery tube, from the conical flask. It is coming. So what happens here? When this HCl gas reaches here, immediately the HCl gas is as it is highly soluble in water, immediately it dissolves. Soon after reaching here, what happens? It will dissolve fastly in this water. This portion, so as it is very close to water, it will dissolve fastly in water. Okay, so what happens? Due to here, what happens here? Empty space is created in the tube. In the delivery tube, empty space is created. So due to the creation of empty space, so low pressure is developed in the low pressure, or else there is a fall in the pressure of the gas in the delivery tube takes place. Due to the fall in the pressure, what happens? In order to compensate this fall in pressure in the delivery tube, so from the outside, air. So actually air will exert more pressure. Air will exert pressure on the water. So due to the due to the pressure of the air on the water, so this water will rush, water will rise up, this water will rise into the delivery tube. So now the water will rise into the delivery tube. Okay, water will rise in the delivery tube. So this rise in water, that means this reverse rise in the level of water in the delivery tube is called as back suction. It is called as back suction. Okay, so what is happening? So here actually, because of extremely soluble nature of this hydrogen chloride gas in water, that is why here empty space is developed in the delivery tube. Okay, so due to this, low pressure is created, and in order to compensate the low pressure in the delivery tube, so the air from the outside, it will exert more pressure on the water, so that the water will rush into the delivery tube. Okay, water is forced into the delivery tube by the air. So what is happening? Due to this, the level of water inside the tube, it will rise. Inside the delivery tube, the level of the water will rise. So this reverse rise. So that means actually here water is raised into this one. So this is reverse process. Okay, this rise in the level of water in the delivery tube is called as back suction. Due to back suction, what happens? The water enters the slowly water, because here this water will be in contact with this gas. Because of this one, what happens? Water level rises in the delivery tube. So and finally, what happens? It will reach to the flask. See, actually this flask is somewhat hot. It is hot flask. Okay, because of hot flask, and as the water is raised and it enters into the hot flask, what happens? This flask may break down. Okay, there is a chance of breaking down this hot flask. Okay, hot conical flask. So in order to avoid, so that means it should not break down. If it should not break down, the water should not rise up. Here, that means we have to stop back suction. Back suction should be stopped. How to stop back suction? How to stop back suction? So we can avoid back suction by using inverted funnel arrangement. So what is the meaning of inverted funnel arrangement? See, actually this is the delivery tube. Suppose this is the delivery tube. So to this delivery tube, a funnel, an inverted funnel, it is fitted with the help of rubber tubing. So here with the help of rubber tubing, so this funnel, a funnel is attached to the delivery tube invertly. Okay, a funnel is inverted and it is attached to the delivery tube. So what happened here in this one? Here you will find funnel. Okay, which is inverted funnel. Okay. So now this is the dry HCl gas. Here what happens? So as usual, the dry HCl gas will flow into this flow from this delivery tube into the inverted funnel. Okay, into the inverted funnel, and finally it reaches to the water. So because of water, what happens again? Here low pressure is developed. Again here low pressure is developed. See, one thing we have to remember that so this is water. So we have to remember that this funnel, the level of funnel should be below 2 milliliters below the surface of water. So this is important. Suppose if this is the surface of water, then here the level of the surface of water from the rim, this is called as the rim of the rim of the funnel. So rim of the funnel and the surface of water, they should be separated by 2 millimeters. So the distance between the rim and the surface, it should be 2 millimeters. Okay, that means that rim should dip. It should be dipped, or else it should be immersed in the water in such a way that the rim and the surface, between the rim and the surface, there should be 2 millimeters height. Okay, right. So as usually the hydrogen chloride gas will flow into this funnel. So now what happens here? Low pressure is created again because of extremely soluble nature of hydrogen chloride gas in water. So this hydrogen chloride gas present in this place, so it will dissolve fastly in the water. Due to this, what happens again? Vacuum or else empty space is created. That means low pressure is created here. Okay, again due to compensation, what happens? The air will exert pressure. So what happens? This water will rise. It will run into the flask. So that what happens? The water will run into the flask. So this water. So as the water is running into the flask, what happens? Gradually the level of water will decrease. Okay, the level of water will decrease, and after some time, what happens? So the water will be, there will be air gap between the level of water. There will be air gap between the level of water and the funnel. So actually, this funnel, it is having water in it. So because before that water, it was till 2 millimeters height. So all this water have entered. All this water have entered into this one. So as a result of this one, what happens? So the level of water has fallen down in such a way that air gap is developed, or else air gap is created between the funnel and the water. Okay, some air gap is created between the funnel and the water. So as a result of this one, what happens? So the further flow of water is prevented. It is stopped because of the air gap. So further flow of water into this funnel will be stopped. Meanwhile, what happens? As the HCl gas is continuously flowing here, so this HCl gas will dissolve in this water. The HCl gas will dissolve in this water and make this water to become saturated with the HCl gas. Now what happens? Saturated. So water is saturated with what? With the HCl gas. Okay. When this water is saturated with HCl gas, so next coming flow layer of HCl gas will force, because as it is now, it has become saturated water. So that means any more addition of HCl gas is not allowed. Okay, that means, so the HCl gas which is coming here up to here, it is unable to dissolve in it because already a saturated solution is prepared here. That means that water has become saturated solution. So now what does this do? So the coming HCl gas will be gathered here and it will start pulling, or it will start pushing down. Okay, the HCl gas. Okay, it starts. It forces the saturated solution into the water. So now actually, so this is a beaker, and here water is fallen down. The level of water has fallen down below the funnel level, and air gap is developed. So what is here? Saturated solution of water is developed. Water is saturated with HCl gas like this. Okay. Now when water is saturated with HCl gas, so next coming HCl gas will force this saturated solution into this water. Okay. Now what happens? Again this water will come back. Okay, and again the level of this water solution increases. Okay, next. So that means here again empty space is created inside this. Again empty space is created, and again due to the low pressure inside the tube and high pressure outside, again this water will enter into this funnel. Okay, and fresh water enter into this funnel. Okay, and the same process. So until the level of water decreases, the water will enter into this funnel, and here hydrogen gas is coming. It will dissolve in the water present in the funnel. Okay. Okay, now the further entry of water is prevented because of the presence of air gap. There is an air gap between the funnel and water, hence this water cannot enter into this one. Okay, so again from here the HCl gas is coming. So HCl gas is keep on adding into this water, and finally what happens? Saturated solution of HCl is formed. That means water is saturated with HCl, and again after this water is saturated with HCl, again the outgoing HCl gas, it is gathered here, and again it will push away this saturated solution of water into the solution. Again what happens? The level of the solution will rises. So after some time what happens? Again there is a gap. Again gap is created in the funnel. Again gap is created in the funnel, and again this water will rush into this one. Okay, so like this the process will be continued until this entire water becomes a saturated solution of HCl. Okay, until this entire water becomes saturated solution of saturated solution of HCl. So this process will continue. Okay, so what is happening here? So this water is not rising, it is not rising continuously into this funnel. If water is rising continuously into this funnel, that water will move and finally it will reach to the hot flask. But due to the presence of this funnel, what is happening? So air gap is developed. Because of the development of air gap, so there won't be continuous flow of water into this funnel or else into the delivery tube. So that what happens? The water will stop somewhere here only. Water will stop somewhere here, and it does not go further. Okay. So if water will rise further and further, then only this problem will take place. As air gap is created, so the water level, I mean the entry of water into the funnel, it is stopped. Okay, only little amount of water which has entered into this one, so that water it gets saturated with the HCl gas. Okay, and after getting saturated with HCl gas, that water is again pushed outside into this water, and finally what happened, again the level of water rises. Now the solution, now it has become solution. Before that it was water, now it has become solution. Again, due to the development of low pressure, again this water solution, this solution will enter here, and the process will be repeated until the process is repeated until this entire solution becomes a saturated solution of HCl. Okay, finally what do you get? You get a saturated solution of hydrogen chloride. Okay, so it is called as, so finally what happened? Finally saturated solution of hydrogen chloride, okay, is obtained. It is obtained. Okay, so this is saturated solution of hydrogen chloride, it is called as, this one is called as, okay, this is saturated solution of hydrogen chloride, it is called as concentrated hydrochloric acid. It is called as concentrated hydrochloric acid. Okay, it is called as concentrated hydrochloric acid. So in this way, the concentrated hydrochloric acid can be obtained from hydrogen chloride gas due to dissolution of hydrogen chloride gas in the water. Okay, see this concentrated hydrochloric acid, it contains 36%. Okay, 36% by weight of hydrogen chloride only. By weight of HCl. Okay, 36% by weight of HCl, and remaining 64% by weight will be water. Okay, so here this concentrated hydrochloric acid contains dash by weight of HCl. So 36% by weight of HCl, and 64% will be the weight of this concentrated hydrochloric acid. So in this 64% will be water, and 36% will be HCl. So in this way hydrochloric acid can be prepared. So this method is called as laboratory preparation of hydrochloric acid. So this method is called as laboratory preparation. Laboratory preparation. Okay, laboratory preparation of hydrochloric acid. Okay, right. See here there are advantages. What is the advantage of using this inverted funnel? See, this inverted funnel, it prevents what? Back suction of water into the reaction flask. So here, due to the presence of this funnel, inverted funnel, so the the suction of water into this funnel, so here it is prevented, because here what happens, after some time air gap is developed. Okay, so that is why the suction of water into this funnel, it is prevented, into this delivery tube, it is prevented. So what happens actually, that water will finally enter into the hot flask, and this flask will break down. So that problem is prevented due to the usage of, this one funnel, when inverted funnel is used. And one more thing, this inverted funnel will provide a large surface area for the absorption. Okay, for the absorption of hydrogen chloride gas. So here what happened? So more amount of hydrogen chloride gas can be absorbed. So hydrogen chloride gas is coming from here. So here water is present. So large amount of hydrogen chloride gas can be absorbed into the water. So that means this funnel will provide a large surface area, so that more amount of hydrogen chloride gas can dissolve, or else it can be absorbed in the water to form hydrogen chloride solution. That means, so if large amount of hydrogen chloride is absorbed, what happened? Fastly this solution becomes saturated solution. Okay, so in this by usage of this inverted funnel, so that water can be converted into saturated solution of hydrogen chloride or else concentrated hydrochloric acid fastly. Okay, because it provides a large surface area for the dissolution of large amount of hydrogen chloride gas into the water. Okay, in this way, the laboratory preparation of hydrochloric acid can be discussed. And now let us learn about the properties of this hydrochloric acid. Okay, so we learn the properties of hydrochloric acid. So if you discuss about the properties can be broadly classified into two types. One is physical properties and another one is chemical properties. Okay, one is physical properties and another one is chemical properties. So first of all, we'll discuss about the physical properties. If you see the physical properties, the first one is color. So what is the color of this hydrochloric acid? See, pure hydrochloric acid is a colorless. So in its pure form, pure hydrochloric acid is what? It is colorless. It is colorless. But commercial hydrogen chloride, or else commercial hydrochloric acid, it is pale yellow color. Okay, so commercial, that means the hydrochloric acid which is for selling purpose. Okay, so that means commercial hydrochloric acid, it is okay, its color is pale yellow in color. Why it is pale yellow in color? Because of presence of nitrogen oxides. So this the pale yellow in color is due to impurities. So main impurity is nitrogen oxides of nitrogen. Due to the presence of oxides of nitrogen dissolved in a commercial hydrochloric acid. So this is not pure because there are some impurities present in it. So what is the main impurity? Oxides of nitrogen. So these oxides of nitrogen will make this hydrochloric acid to appear pale yellow in color. Okay, due to the presence of oxides of nitrogen, so the commercial hydrochloric acid, as it is not pure, it appears to be yellow in color. Okay, next physical property is odor. Next physical property is odor. What is odor? Odor means smell. Okay, see, it smells exactly like hydrogen chloride gas. So, like HCl gas, it is also pungent and irritating smell. Like how we have seen HCl gas. So in the same way, even the hydrochloric acid is also pungent and irritating smell. If you see the taste, what is the taste of hydrochloric acid? See, generally acids are sour in taste. Okay, so hence it is sharp, sour taste. Okay, it has, hydrochloric acid has sharp, sour taste. If you see the boiling point, okay, so it is a volatile acid actually. It boils at 109 degrees, 109.8 degrees centigrade. See, actually, when the boils at 109.8 degrees centigrade, if the concentration of the acid is 22%, if the concentration of acid is 22.2% by weight. Generally the concentration of this acid will be 36% by weight. But if the concentration of acid it becomes less, that means it becomes 22.2% by weight. Okay. If it becomes 22.2% by weight, then that solution or else that acid boils at 109 degrees 28 minutes. So we have to remember this figure and even this figure also. Okay, normally it is a volatile acid. Actually. So normally it is a volatile acid. But 36% of this 36% concentration solution of HCl, it is normally volatile. But if it is made into concentration of 22.2% by weight, then it boils at, we have to heat it to 109.8 degrees centigrade. Okay, right. See, the hydrochloric acid with 22.2% concentration is said to form a constant boiling mixture with water. So here what happens? This acid, the hydrochloric acid, which is having 22.2% by weight, it forms constant, this is important, it forms constant boiling mixture. It forms constant boiling mixture with water. It forms constant boiling mixture with water. That mixture is said to be azeotropic mixture. Okay, that mixture is said to be azeotropic mixture. constant boiling mixture with water. Which one? So this one, I mean HCl solution whose concentration is 22.2% by weight. That HCl solution, it forms a constant boiling mixture with water. Okay, so constant boiling mixture means it is called as azeotropic mixture. Azeotropic mixture. What is azeotropic mixture? Constant boiling mixture of any two substances is said to be azeotropic mixture. Okay. Next, if you see its action on the skin, if you see its action on the skin, next physical property, action on the skin. If you see the action of this hydrochloric acid on the skin, what happens? Hydrochloric acid is a corrosive acid. It's a corrosive acid. That means it stains the skin by dry or brown color. Okay. So it's a corrosive acid. Corrosive acid means which damages the skin layer by layer. Okay, so several layers of the skin are damaged. So first layer, and after that second layer, and after that third layer. So like this. So damaging of skin takes place layer by layer. So that is called as corrosionation, and that skin will form a mass. So all the skin will come close. Okay, so it forms a mass-like structure. Okay, so here actually the skin, the color of the skin, it changes to brown or else amber color or else brown color. Even dry wood also, skin or human skin, or else even dry wood also. Even dry wood also will turn into brown color when when hydrochloric acid falls on it. So in this way, the physical properties of hydrochloric acid can be discussed. Okay. So now we will learn about the chemical properties in the next video.